Hello everybody, Doug Walker here with...
Me!
Yes, me. Actually, it sounds like one of the names from Korra. This is me.
This is me, and that's you. You? No, me.
I am you. You are me. I am you. Sit down. Okay, so I haven't done this in a while. Legend of Korra vlog. This is the beginning of season 3. It's 3 episodes, right, that they ran together?
It was shown as 1 episode, but it's technically 3, yes. People on my Facebook got very confused. They're like, there were 3 episodes? I saw only 1. I was like, yeah, but that one was an hour and a half, and each is 30 minutes.
I thought they just typically show the credits in the middle of the episode, and then again at the end with the names a little different.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm counting it as 3.
So we have, this is the brand new beginning here. This is,
a breath of fresh air.
yes, that is, which...
And boy, does it feel like it.
No, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, do you think that was intentional?
I'm wondering if that was an in-joke amongst them, because the rumor is that they got rushed on the 2nd season or something. They were planning on 1, then Nickelodeon dicked them around and was like, now do a 2nd season.
Now, to be fair, that's a good dicking around. It's like, we want more, now we want less.
But apparently, like, I guess, like, they were having trouble, like, coughing up a 2nd season really quickly, and it's just like, well, now what do we do? Because we thought it was only going to be 1, so maybe that was an in-joke, like... A breath of fresh air. We know what we're doing now.
Yeah. So I mean, people always sort of have these mixed thoughts about Legend of Korra. Some people love it, some hate it, some are indifferent to it. I think we both pretty solidly liked the first season.
I loved the first season up until the last 10 minutes, and even then, knowing that they probably thought it was going to be just 1 season, I was fine with that. I'm like, okay, I would have ended a little more vague and differently, but. I was fine with it. I really liked the first season.
Yeah, I like the direction. I like the new direction it was taking, having so far in the future, and then the technological boom.
Season 2 was just... It wasn't god-awful. It was just a big step backwards.
I don't even think it was really, because when I think to season 2, what really comes to my head is like images and like spirits and these creative creatures, you know, and these like going to the spirit world and stuff like that. And that stuff being really exciting, but then if you were asking me what was it about, I couldn't tell you. Like, I remember characters, I remember scenes, but I remember the backstory
about the first Avatar more than I remember anything Korra was doing.
Yeah,
and there was something like, I remember the ending where it was very Pacific Rim-ish, and there was a giant tree and spirit world, but most everything I remember is Bolin as Nuktuk or whatever, and... Yeah, the first Avatar story, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, starting off good, ending good, and then the middle was like, just like, oh, we saw this in season 1. So now we got this new season. This is where you got the changes happening with the spirits entering the human world. I love how they introduce it. They show it's like, I defeated this, giant god practically, and I can't get rid of a bunch of vines, and I am kind of going... Yeah, that makes no sense. And then when you see it consuming the city, you sort of go, oh, okay, and you immediately see the problem. I thought that was very quick and very clever to establish, just this major problem about the 2 worlds colliding. And we said, I'm sure this is going to be a thing, the 2 worlds colliding, it's going to be tough, and that's going to be the focus of the next season, and I was looking forward to that. And then it kind of takes a different turn in a sense. And I'm very mixed about it. It's like, because they're getting out of the city, which is like great, because we spent 2 seasons in that city, and it's a beautiful city, but I'm kind of done with it. And she's pretty much fired from being the, keeping balance in the city, because the spirit world is eating up the human world, and the human world is interrupting.
Like, you suck!
And the human world is interrupting the spirit world, and neither one's very happy, as kind of expected. So he... kicks her out. I like that she doesn't quit. He kicks her out, but they also find out more airbenders are showing up. So they decide they're going to leave the city, they're going to travel and find these airbenders because the, what the hell is it called? The Kermonic Emergence? What's it called?
Kermonic? That's right, Miss Piggy, it's the Kermonic Emergence. What the Harmonic Convergence? Something like that. People bitch at me about the names. Send that one to him.
And they pretty much have opened up all these airbenders. Just suddenly people that weren't airbenders are suddenly airbenders.
Well, maybe. We don't know what exactly
Well, that's what they're
Harmonic
aiming at.
convergence seems to have some, but nobody knows for sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they have said so far. Anything's possible. So now they're going to travel, and they're trying to find all these airbenders, and they're trying to recruit them so they can sort of, you could argue this is kind of selfish, where it kind of create the airbending culture. And
Recreate.
Recreate it, and it's a strange thing to do, and I'm glad they really address it. It's like, because on the one hand, it almost seems like a no-brainer. Well, yeah, you have these powers, you should come learn how to use them and to benefit people and stuff. On the other hand, it's like, no, you're one of us now. You're this culture. It's like
birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't even born this way. You're just suddenly this, and like now you have to be here, and you have to be us. You're one of us.
Very follow that bird. Now that it suddenly hit me, it's just like, no, you should be with us.
We're bringing you to the doo-doo. Yeah, we're really making follow that bird references in this.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Stop me, try.
So, but then there's other plans going on. There's other stuff. There's this real baddie gets his airbending power and breaks loose. He's this big criminal who wants to bring down the White Lotus and wants to destroy the Avatar, and he's getting the band back together, man.
Getting the band together, man.
And they're pretty cool so far. You have one that has no arms, but she's a waterbender, so she uses the water for arms.
They're all in Kung Fu Panda prisons.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Each one more complicated than the last.
Yeah, they come across new characters. They come across Baby Aladdin. They come across the Earth Queen, who
Queen bitch.
Yes, who you
Queen
were saying. You were saying. I love how the Earth Kingdom has just barely changed.
It hasn't changed at all.
With
It's
all
exactly the same.
And there is something where it's always like, okay, well,
this place will always be corrupt, no matter what you do.
Yeah, to all the people, they're always like,
it's very Chicago. That
yeah,
way,
like Korra's too. The Legend of Korra, it's too different from Avatar. Something totally different. It's like, no, this one thing will just never change.
They will always be Gotham City there.
Yeah. Zuko is still alive. That was kind of a shock.
That was awesome. Though not having Dante Bosco's voice, -1 for bogusness.
I'm half and half on that because I mean we both love Dante Bosco. He's incredible. But even as an old man, I'm wondering if even as an old man he's still gonna have that voice. It's like something's got to change at some point.
Well, they had his grandson though, who looks like he's 40. With the same voice, and now they switched the. I don't know. I'm like, this is kind of weird.
I mean, I was sort of thinking that too, but
maybe my only guess is that maybe they are having this idea that they're going to have both those characters, and if you have
that
both
would actually
the same
be my
voice,
guess, honestly.
Yeah, but you could have altered his voice, like in post, and
because that wouldn't be against. You could like slowed it down or something, because I've done that before with.
Yeah, the second I saw this with my wife first. Doug was out. On vacation, but the second I saw the scar, we both were like, yes!
No, honestly, the thing I was more excited about was that dragon, because, like, we haven't seen a dragon since, like, they were learning how to, the secret of firebending, and, like, that was such a huge thing that there were still dragons alive, and then it's like, when you just saw one, I was just like, whoa, like, what the hell's the story behind this?
The only thing I was disappointed in is I was telling you, I was like, it makes me worry, because if they're bringing Zuko back, I get the sinking feeling we're going to have to watch him die somewhere, either in this season or before this show is over.
But to be fair, we thought he was dead already.
Yeah, that's true. No, I didn't think... there were rumors, and I didn't think he was dead. I thought he was mentioned before, but I was surprised that he was alive.
Yeah, and in pretty damn good health.
Yeah, like a season ago, so...
the twins are back. That was really great.
That was amazing.
That really is like when I wasn't seeing that. I was like, oh, I really like them. I hope they're coming back. And
that exchange was spectacular. Just why didn't somebody let us know we have a secret prison we could throw people in? I'd throw my tailor in here. And then when Zuko's just like, yeah, this firebender that can bend with his mind. It's like, I used a guy similar to try to kill the Avatar once. And then there's like this awkward silence.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. That's okay, I tried to kill Korra for ruining my wedding. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, just sort of these weird, awkward conversations. And pretty much the Earth Queen is putting together this army of airbenders.
My guess is to take over the United Republic, because she seemed pissed that it existed anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting because on the one hand, it's like, well, I guess this is part of the change that they were talking about, the spirit world and the human world colliding. But on
Change that they know where they're going too.
but the other thing though is that, especially after the last season where we saw so many spirits and so many cool things, and they're like at the end of that season, they're like, change is going to be hard, but we will make this happen and stuff. I'm expecting to see like, you saw that golden hedgehog there for a minute. I thought there was going to be like 12 of them walking through the city or something. Like they were just going to be all over the place. It was going to be more them trying to figure out how to live with each other. But it really isn't. It's more this thing about the airbending, which is also good because it's still the same idea that you have to work with this change, this unexpected change.
So there's
too.
finally a direction that this show has, and now you're just like, I guess it's not.
No. It's like I like it, and I'll even say more. I really like they balanced out Korra much more.
No shit.
No. She's still a hothead, but it's welcomed and it's kind of deserved.
She's
like,
still
when
a hothead because she's taking responsibility for her actions, and she's pissed off at the incompetence around her.
Yeah, no,
Whether it be the queen or the president or the fact that she's upset at herself.
Exactly, it's justified when she's angry, and even when it's not, like when they're trying to recruit the airbenders, and she says, "Time for a little tough love." You kind of laugh a little because you know it's not.
That
gonna,
was great.
You know it's not going to go well.
Otaku Hikimori guy living in like the mother's basement.
Yeah, and you know it's not going to go well, but you're just sort of looking forward to it and waiting, and you know it's not going to be like, oh, she's really going to fuck up something big, like a whole army is going to destroy something because they're fighting. No, it's a funny little situation.
And she's lecturing someone else about responsibility. Where was this in season 2?
Hey, yeah, half the conversations they have...
Season 2 was such a regression. Now that we've got this Korra back, I'm like, it was like... We had Korra going up, and then like, and now she's like back up again. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and the conversations they have seem very much like she's, she's listening, and when it seems like she's learning, this time around. It's like, she'll still explode, she'll still get angry at stuff, but A, it seems justified, and B,
it's righteous.
Yeah, it's righteous, and C, when it happens, you kind of say, okay, well, she's learned something, and she's like, okay, no, fair enough. And you see her balance it out with scenes where she's trying to talk. She talks the jumper down.
She tries talking the jumper down. She has a conversation with Tenzin, like the two of them talk to each other like rational adults. I think they may have done that once in the entire second season. Like, I can't even remember what they even said.
She disowns him early on in the second season, even though,
this
the
was
first
the Korra,
season he practically saved her.
Like, after watching Korra build herself up in season 1 and trying to get a grip on herself, this is what I wanted to see in season 2, and instead they chucked it out the window. And now that we've got it back, I'm just like, oh, thank God. Like, she's way more interesting. Everybody's way more interesting now.
Well, and the thing, too, is that,
even Mako.
Well, the thing, too, is that when they go to, they pick up Kai, who is a very likable character, a new character. He's very likable.
He's like a little Toph.
Yeah, and I'm saying to myself, well, Toph's a right little, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like a male version of Toph.
Yeah, when he goes...
He's a boff.
Yes. When he goes and they take him in, they find out he's a thief and everything, and I immediately didn't buy that story about the dead parents. I was even saying, like, did he say the parents were dead? Yeah, it's like, I don't buy it. And then
even for this show, is getting a little sappy, and I'm like, something's not right here. And the second people showed up, I'm like, okay, he's wanted.
Yeah. But he's still a cool character, and they say, no, I trust him. Let's follow him through on this. And Mako doesn't trust him. And he's like, I'm gonna be watching you and stuff like that. And the first thing that comes to my head is, okay, we gotta wait 5 episodes or so before he...
Nope, next episode.
Yeah, just boom, it happens right away.
Well, the writing is...
No, I still think he's going to betray the daughter. Like, they're going to have something going on. He's going to let her down or something. That's my prediction, my early prediction.
We'll see, he's in prison now. I don't know how far they're going to take that.
I mean, no, but it'll be like something else. But no, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I like that. It's like very quickly they get that out of the way, and they have fun with it. I love him robbing the person and then, like, going to a hotel and living the high life and everything.
He's like a little Macaulay Culkin running around.
Yeah, it's very Home Alone, too.
This is Kai, the father. I'd like to make a reservation. Can you voice that?
Actually, it does make you... I wonder if they'll ever do that, because it is...
Voice bending.
Because it is airbending.
Yeah, maybe only Airbenders can do that.
That'd be fun. Get on that. But yeah, so I mean, and for me, it's like my favorite thing is very much the characters. And even though season 2 was kind of a mess, it's like I love the twins, and I love the spirits that came in. I sort of loved these other characters, or you got time more with Tenzin's family and stuff. I love seeing more of the character. So the idea
every character now is clicking in a way they didn't in season 2.
Well,
we had bits of characters clicking at one time or another, but compared to season 2, I feel like these first 3 episodes, like, everybody is in a groove and a rhythm. There's nobody there I'm just like, they're annoying me, they're boring me, I've got issues with this. Everyone, the villains, Korra, Asami, Mako. I love Mako in this weird phase now where he doesn't know what to do. And by the way, on top of that, am I the only one who thinks that Asami and Korra are the better couple? I doubt they're going to have the balls to go through with that, but I'm like, they're actually a cuter couple than Korra.
Well, I honestly, I don't even want to see him as that, really, because I like the friend. No,
yeah, you do. Come on.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, that does, but this is saying I actually really like them as a friendship. I think actually they're like, you're right, they're a very good team.
It starts off as a friendship and then grows into something more.
No, I think they work as a friendship.
Why do you have to ruin my fanfiction?
but no, something you're bringing up I think is very true, is that this is very much a team. It's a group. I think my favorite thing that it just felt the most like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it was also funny, is when they're traveling, trying to convince people to come aboard.
That was
great. And you see that little icon of them traveling, you just see with this big Korra face.
And then by the end of it, they're like,
and it gets more and more sad by the end. And I was realizing that is, I think, a big part of what I was missing in season 2, that was in season 1, but not as much even here. Which is the group, and all these characters together, these characters you really like, are together and they're working off each other and they're interacting. I was really thinking about, like, how often did you see just all of them go on an adventure, all of them go somewhere? You really didn't.
Part of it too is how much time was wasted rehashing the same stuff in season 2.
Yeah, I mean,
and I get what happened. I think they got under the wire. They had planned for one season, all of a sudden they're like, crap, and you have to basically almost just come up with filler because you're just like, I don't know what to do yet. And it's obvious they've worked out, and I'm hoping this will last, because it seems to me, at least by these first 3 episodes, they've worked out the kinks. They're like, okay, we know what we're doing now. We've got it. We've got the groove. We've got whatever. But the writing in these 3 episodes compared to season 2 is really tight. And yet what's weird is just like, how much actually really happened? When you look at Korra's side of the story, not a ton, but the way they intercut that with breaking the other villains loose, with Mako and Bolin finding their parents, with finding Kai, like, they managed to take something where not a lot of shit's really happening and pace it in such a way that it's still really interesting.
Well, that is something I noticed about these 3 episodes, is that it did seem much slower than even Last Airbender or the other 2 seasons, and I was kind of noticing it, but I was like...
See, for me, it felt like it was paced more like...
No, it was still nice, but at the same time, I said, I trust them. I feel comfortable with this. I'm like, I'm fine just seeing them sort of work out, what they're going to do, where they're going to go, just sort of talking, and...
Which is something I liked. I know I've had this disagreement with some people, but I like season 1 of Last Airbender because I kind of like that. There was kind of this slow, methodical pace that we're just kind of gonna figure this out as we go along.
Well, I think the big thing, the reason I think it worked a little bit better in Avatar is because there was, I think this comes from that they were kids and that you have to train more like a kid show. But it's an advantage. There's much more energy,
and but now they have a more open. But part of it too is they have a more open-ended journey now. The thing is, in season 1, you had to fight Amon. You have a clearly defined villain, a political thriller plot. It just launches itself into it. Season 2 was weird because it started off so, like, tight to the point that it was too busy. So much stuff happened in those first couple of episodes.
Yeah, it was kind of like a rush. I was really excited.
And then it just ground to a halt. And, like, I would rather do it this way, where it's a little slow, a little methodical from the beginning, but seems to know where it's going, versus we're going to throw a whole bunch of shit at you in the first 2 episodes, and then we're just going to wander around in 100 circles, regress our characters, not know where we're going, to the last 2 episodes, which will be amazing.
Well, and that's pretty much what I'm thinking because as I'm watching this, because I remember the opening of season 1, the opening of season 2, and they were really strong openings. And, even though they had some problems, it's like they were really strong, and there was this sense of, oh my god, I'm excited, I can't wait to see more of this show. And then, especially with season 2, there's it got really bumpy and sort of let you down. Well, really, like I said, I like season 1. But
I like
season 2 really kind of went bumpy and let you down in several areas until it came back at the end. And this one, it's just sort of this. It's not like, boom, here we go, guys, you ready, here we go. It's just this very slow, mellow pace.
Well, and that's how Avatar started out. It was, they found Aang, and then
I think
the Fire Nation comes in, give him up, but it's still slow moving. It's on this kind of steady track of, get him back.
The end of episode 2 had some pretty good, you know what? Compared to everything else, maybe not. I was going to say it's some really good, solid action, but the more I'm thinking about it, it's like, maybe if I look back at the episode, it wouldn't be quite as major as I remember because we've seen so much.
And I liked it because it did have sort of a methodical pace.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if it keeps going this direction, or this is probably the better direction to go, to start off small and just keep building.
That's what Last Airbender did. And I generally prefer that. I thought overall episode 1 of Korra, or season 1, not as well as Avatar, but was doing kind of that. I thought season 2, though, just threw everything at the wall to see what would stick, and then it just fell apart.
Well, yeah, and
until again the last 3 episodes or so, which were really strong. But I sat there through all that middle part of the season, going, Where are we going?
Because everyone was telling me on my Facebook, and you guys were telling me, it's like, oh man, the first 3 episodes totally just makes up for season 2 and all the stuff they were doing. And so I was really expecting something kind of along the lines of the intro of season 2. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's not what I expected. It was actually kind of
no, there was actual character.
But at the same time, it was like, I want to know who these people are. I want to know where they're going. I want to know, like, they're setting up these characters, but you don't know everything about
them. These characters are interacting in an interesting way, having conversations like adults, approaching things like adults.
That was something about season 2 is that even though I like a lot of the characters in 2, you sort of got them just boom right away.
Yeah.
Like in the first episode, you sort of know what they're doing, what they're about. And this one, you're kind of not entirely sure. You're kind of like, well, what is the backstory of some of these people? They're dropping little bits and pieces here, but you don't entirely know. So I really like it, and it was a very different direction I thought it was going to be. But again, thinking even more about it, if they went the direction with the spirits, where it's like all the spirits are walking with the people and stuff like that, it would kind of be a retread of season 2, because that had so many spirits in it, walking around.
Here's the other thing,
though.
I don't think they're abandoning that plot entirely. Because she's going to have to go back at some point and fix the city. Like, that's not going to fix itself. And my guess is somehow this Earth Kingdom war that seems to be brewing, she's the queen bitchface is, like, queen resting bitchface is building a secret army. Like, I think that's going to somehow collide with what's going on in the city. Like, I don't know yet, but I'm hoping, we can bring back Prince Iroh or General Iroh. And have it like one big thing at the end. Like, that would be fun. So, now with Zuko, I'm psyched. I'm so psyched for this.
There is what I was noticing too, just in these 3 episodes, the animation in it, I was saying, by God, this animation was saved for like the last 4 episodes of Last Airbender. Like, they had to throw so much into it, and now it's like just commonplace animation because it's so good. I mean, the backgrounds don't even look, it's the painted backgrounds and they're moving, and so much of it, like, you didn't even need to CG
when
it.
Nickelodeon
but
wants
they did.
To get off their ass and throw money at the series, it'll look good.
Well, no, and I like the animation of season 2, actually. I know there's some people that didn't like it, but I thought it was kind of a different style, but for the spirits, I felt it worked. Here we're getting back much more into, like, the mountains and the clouds and the solid textures and stuff, and they really work. It honestly reminds me
nice
of...
to see the Earth Kingdom again, too.
Well, I'll say it reminds me of... very much of old school, Disney animation with like the painted backgrounds that they would make CG and just move it just a little bit, but that little movement still made it seem.
You need to watch more anime. It just looks like
anime to me. No. I know it's an anime too, but there's still a style to. there's still something to, it's anime for Americans, and, the American, even though it's animated by Japanese, you probably,
Actually, I think they're Korean.
Korean, okay.
I might be wrong on that. I'm sure someone's going to correct.
But you have anime and you have American animation, like, let's say Disney animation and anime. The styles, even though they're very similar and they do sort of the same thing with the painted backgrounds that they can make 3D, is still different. I mean, especially with, in anime, there's so much focus on when they do the fight scenes, they're saving up for that. So they have a lot of close-ups of the eyes, and not the mouth talking, so that we can focus on. And they're done very strategically, and they're done very well. But at the same time, there's something about the constant movement, too.
That depends on the anime, though. You get a short 12-episode anime, you can get some pretty complicated animation.
Oh, no, you can.
The fluidity's never as... they're not as obsessive about the fluidity like they are in... Western animation, but I mean, it's not all close-ups and motion lines.
No, and honestly, even when they do, I'm saying they actually do it very effectively and very cleverly.
Because I've seen shows from Japan with animation like this.
No, but I'm saying there is American animation has this thing, maybe with Flash animation that might be going down a bit, I'm not sure, but just constant sort of movement. I mean, they're always like, you can't have a person just sit here and move their mouth and maybe their eyes just for a while. It's like they have to move like this, or they have to go like this, or they constantly have to move a little bit.
There's a little of that going on in Korra, though. There are times like... But I mean, it's also a TV show, so you're never going to have
that's
like,
what I'm saying for American TV. I mean, for a Nickelodeon American children's drama. And I don't think any kid really would probably follow this.
You know what?
story.
The animation's good. I don't know where he's going with this.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I was just saying it really reminds me. It's sort of like watching a mix between an anime and like a Disney film brought to your TV. And I just can't believe, again, that Nickelodeon is bringing us this. Because it does just look so good. And even the stories, I'm thinking to myself, no kid that watches SpongeBob is going to follow this story at all, where we have,
really, SpongeBob, we're still going with that reference?
Okay, what else? I don't watch Nickelodeon. What else is on Nickelodeon?
Sanjay and Greg.
Okay, that.
He farts a lot. It's great.
Okay, sounds like an even better reference. So, no, it's just one of those things where the animation is just beautiful. That's what I'm getting to. And it's one of those where even though, and the prisons are designed great, and yeah, it just feels like something like we're really getting back to sort of those really wide open landscapes again. And seeing that ship fly over and you see the clouds going by, you see the mountains, you see even the Earth Kingdom, the city, now that it's in the CG as well. I mean, it just looks so much grander and bigger. So I'm really impressed with it. I'm just really impressed with how they've incorporated the hand-painted backgrounds with the computer animation. I think they just blend together just so perfectly.
Fingers crossed, they finally got it. 2 seasons, but they finally got it. This is the first time I feel like this is getting Last Airbender worthy. Not, this is a cute little follow, but I feel like, no, this is feeling like I'm almost watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. The characters are clicking, the story's interesting,
They're traveling.
God, yeah, they're traveling. God, I hope they keep this up. I really do. There's people out there just I love people who reply on my face no, after that last season, I won't even try. It's just not worth it. It made me cry with something. I'm like, you're lost. Go ahead, because I'm these 3 episodes were great.
No,
I mean, they could totally disappoint the crap out of us after this,
let's be honest. These guys, at their worst, is still better than, Michael Bay at his best. It's still so much more interesting and so much more fun.
I could have been watching Transformers 4, and instead I stay home and watch
I was going to say, I purposely did this first, because I was on vacation, I haven't gotten the Transformers 4 yet, but I know I'm no, if I'm doing anything, I'm watching fucking Korra. I don't give a shit about Transformers. I mean, I gotta see it. You want to see my reaction, but it's I don't give a shit. I wanted to see this, and this I'm doing first. So, yeah. Any follow-ups on it, or
any questions? Any answers?
Any clue?
No. Avatar. Come back.
That's what Mako did.